I welcome you to my channel. Thank you very much for your patronage. I truly appreciate you. And please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. So Bokoko, what are we talking about today? We are talking about your responsibilities towards your lineage. If you are someone who is called, you know that there are things that you're going to have to fix. There are rituals and ceremonies that you're going to have to do on behalf of your people. For some, it is going to be people who are still alive. As it is said that when you go and initiate, you don't only initiate for yourself, but you initiate for your people as well. And some of them you initiate for them, even though they do not even support you. It's not for you to say this person doesn't support me. And if something arises and maybe you're being instructed to plead on their behalf or to pasha for them and their dreams come to you, it means that you just say, oh, this person is not even supportive towards me. No, it's not your place. Now, there are rituals that you're going to do. For instance, one of the rituals I had to do was for assisting someone to settle their families, right? And it's one of those settle and create peace between the families. And it's one of those where you ask yourself, but the person is still alive. Why then would I be asked to do the ceremony on their behalf? Because it sounds crazy, eh? It sounds crazy, but there is logic behind the craziness. And remember, with Abokoko, they don't use logic. I know I said there's logic behind the craziness, but Bona, they don't use logic. It's the same way that, yeah, they recognize emotions, but they don't recognize emotions. So you can't blackmail Abokoko by crying and speaking about all your problems. Oh, I've got this and that and that. No. Doesn't speak to them. They don't have emotions. They are spirit. And spirit understands action. And for as long as those actions are missing, then you are going to have a problem. It's the same way that if you go and appease your ancestors and keep on telling them that, oh, please give me this and I will do that for you. Do you know what they will do? They will give you what you're asking for. Let's say, for instance, there's a ceremony that you need to do for them, that you need to facilitate for them, or a ritual. And you need 15,000 to do this ritual. Abokoko will give you 10,000, right? Or they will give you the 15,000. But most of the time, they will give you something lesser when it's a test. Because it's a test. Now, this is what is going to happen. You appeased them, you spoke to them and asked them to give you what you needed. And now when the money comes, you look at the money. You needed 15,000, they gave you 10,000. So it's either you're going to sit with the 10,000 and say, I will wait until I have the 15,000 that is needed. Or I'm going to use this 10,000 for something else because it's not the 15,000 that I needed. The fact that they gave me 10,000, it means that it's okay. I can use this to try and drum up more money. Big mistake. Abokoko will give you the money that is enough for what you need to do. In your calculations, you might have calculated 15,000, but for them, they know that you actually need 10,000. So when they give you the 10,000, they are giving you because they want you to relook the things that you said you're going to buy or you're going to use. And they're trying to tell you that some of the things, and if you go through the list, you will see what you can take out. And whatever you say, I can take this out and not do it, you know, or not buy this, it's them telling you this is what we need. This is our budget. Your budget has nothing to do with us. Yes, you're doing a ceremony for us, We know that you need to do these things, but you have decided that this is how much it's going to cost. We are telling you this is how much it's going to cost. Sort yourself out. And whatever you take out, it was not relevant. So as I was talking about the ceremony, I ended up doing, you know, we always do, if you slaughter, we always have African beer. And from the onset, I was told it's only for 10 people, the ceremony. But we always, you know, we have this habit of preparing for more because we don't want people to come and find that there's no food or there is nothing. Believe you me, the ceremony stayed within that number, or maybe 5 more or 10 more, but it was not over 20. And the people kept asking me at home, but how did you know? I said, it's because Abokoko, they said this is a ceremony for this, because it was a very intimate ceremony. Honestly and ideally, there should not have even been a single outsider, because it was a small, intimate ceremony. But because we are humans, we operate under the values of Ubuntu. So you always, you know, your neighbors, you will tell them, I've got this, that is happening, and you kind of prepare for that. So then what happened, going back to the 15,000 and 10,000, I ended up not trusting what I was shown. Not necessarily not trusting, but I ended up being human and saying, no, this baguette from Gomboti will be too small. We need 2 more. Believe you me, only the 1 baguette was used. The numbers that were not invited by Gogo, the numbers that were not anticipated by Obo Gogo, did not show up because I was given a strict instruction. It's for 10. But because I'm human, I'm like, let's cater for more just in case. You never know. So for me, the lesson was that don't get swept by being a person. Listen and stick to the instruction as it is, because they know exactly why they want it that way. The ceremony was extraordinary. It was beautiful. There were so many signs. There's so many things that I also learned. I was exposed to things that have been in front of my eyes that are simple, that, you know, happen culturally, but for the